There is a real benefit to studying abroad because you're able to learn kind of more of a visceral sense what it is to look at the world in a different way.
I remember getting off the boat and the first person to greet me was one of our guides, Mary, and she's 21. Just the most beautiful girl ever and just so nice and so genuine and so powerful too. And she was just like, "I'm Mary." And I was like, "I'm Shannon." And we got along so well.
They're amazing people. Like they don't live like we do. They don't have TVs, they don't have electricity most of the time. They just don't have the things that we have here, but like they're so happy.
It was such a different culture than what I had experienced. They were extremely family and community based, and getting to know each of their stories, what their aspirations were in life, and their future goals was astounding.
One of my favorite parts from the Paris trip was when we took a trip out to the Loire River Valley in the French countryside, and we got to do a wine tasting, and we went to see, I think, 3 different French chateaus.
Like as far as different experiences, like they were like the big things and the small things. Like the first time you see the Eiffel Tower sparkle at night, and the riverboat cruises down the Seine.
I just remember we were all just sitting there very quiet and the water was still and we were the only boat on the water because it was so cold. But it was just a really magical time because we were all just happy to be there and reflecting on the trip as a whole.
I thought this would be a fantastic opportunity to learn more about the First World War and then the years following the initial conflict.
It expanded my understanding a lot more by letting me kind of physically experience a little part of what other people in the past did.
I still can pull on things that I learned in India, so it's kind of been like a continuous experience because when you're there, you don't really realize like the brevity of what you're doing, and you can really apply a lot of what you've done there to what you're doing here.
I feel like studying abroad has really helped me refine my cultural awareness.
When you're walking down the street, you're forced to kind of like just get into the groove of how people are flowing, what to do, what not to do. And it was really interesting to see how people communicated with each other.
It helped me like look at a different perspective, like just a different view of life.
I've definitely gained a lot more respect for the international students who come and study abroad because, I mean, it's like something that's challenging for them, and I found it challenging for me going to Italy.
I think being able to go to Oman and experience the Middle East with my own eyes, and as a poli-sci major, it's very important for me to be able to learn how to research in country.
It's a place that anyone could live in if they wanted to, and you get along fine and really enjoy it and enjoy the people there.
When you fully immerse yourself in a culture that could not be more different from what you experience every day in the United States, it's always a positive experience.
I just remember that moment thinking how lucky I was to be in Fiji, and no one else is going to be able to experience this but me and my group, who we've all become so close and such good friends.
The culture shock, I think, is really like how I learned to deal with someone else's culture that was so different from mine is really going to help me.
It's all about having an appreciation for human life, and I think that it's going to make me a better doctor.
I think it will come up in the rest of my years here at Miami, and the artwork that I'm producing and the work I'm producing, papers I'm writing. I think I'll always be kind of referencing or reflecting back on my trip.
Was just something that I'm going to carry with me throughout my entire education at Miami.